Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, kings, queens, peasants, and pussy poppers. It's your boy, Clip the Gift, slanging that wood, not that stick. Your man might keep it 100, but to see me, I'm gonna give you that extra inch. Your girl pussy might smell like fish, but you can put some vinegar in that bitch and get it right today for a lot, like 99 cents.
Say what?
I'm gonna pass it over to my niggas, let them introduce themselves in this bitch.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, you funky dog head bitch. Hey, man, it's good to be back here again, man. I'm chilling with my brothers, man, getting ready to get into some more topics, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to just go ahead and pass it to my brother to the right of me.
It's your boy, Young Lil, a.k.a. Young Lily, also known as the Black MacGyver and Mr. 420 yourself. Man, Clip, I know you got something for us, man.
Yeah, man, my intro was like that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they always say, you know, like girls be taking baths in apple cider vinegar to snap it back.
Snap that pussy back.
Yeah. Well, T.I. is out here. He started going with his daughter when she was 16 I'm going to just let y'all hear what T.I. had to say.
We have yearly trips to the gynecologist to check her hymen.
Oh.
We'll sit down and the doctor will come and talk. And, you know, the doctor's maintaining a high level of professionalism. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, you know, sir, in order for me to share information, I say, Deja, they want you to sign this. Then they come and say, okay, I just want you to know there are other ways besides sex that the hymen can be broken. Bike riding, other forms of athletic physical activity.
Is she an athlete?
No. I say, look, doc.
She's not.
She don't ride no horses. She don't ride no bikes. She don't play no sports, man. Just check the hymen, please.
So, when T.I. said that, man,
Why is that your business?
That's his daughter, bro.
I don't give a fuck, bro. That's not your business. That is a grown-ass woman, and what she does with her body is her business. You, as a man, what makes you think you have the right to run what a woman does with her body?
Tor?
I mean, honestly, that I feel what Jalil is saying. T.I. is in the spotlight. As high profile of a celebrity as he is, I can imagine why he would want to have as much information as he can get on his daughter's private life. But at the same time, it's like you do have to realize that she's gonna always be your baby girl, but at the same time, you have to let her grow into a woman, and she has to decide for herself what she wants to do, and that her anatomy is really not your property.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, if that's it, which is that his only daughter? He has more kids, doesn't he?
Nah, I think he got two daughters.
Is this his youngest daughter or oldest?
I'm not sure which daughter.
Regardless of what it is, and I've been hearing a lot of comparisons about how he treats the boys versus how he treats the girl, and it's like, listen, any parent is going to treat they're going to hold their daughter to a completely different standard from the boys.
Any father,
which is absolutely unfair.
You can say it's unfair, but neither one of us are parents in here.
Yeah.
No, but at the same time, when I'm raising my child, I'm not going to put any stipulation on my daughter that I'm not going to put on my son.
I hear you. And you know, that sounds good, Jalil.
I lived in a
you know
household
where that happened. But what I'm saying is, when you get to that point, I'm not going to sit here and say how I feel about the situation. Like, if I'm in your shoes, I'm not going to say that what you're saying. I'm not going to say that I'm going to feel like that when I become a father and really get to that point.
Well, listen, I can't say that I'm not going to feel like that either. And
right.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing too, I'm looking at it as T.I. I have to know his motive. You know what I'm saying? And what he also said in an interview, which wasn't played in that clip, it was kind of like, you know, he low key just trying to know, because now you're at an age where you can get out of my house. Now you're at an age where you can, if you know so much, you know so well, you can get out here and you can go be on your own and do what you need to do. And how he's coming at it, because see, people are just taking backlash to it. He not saying she can't go do whatever she want to do. He just saying once that happens, whatever dude you decide to go hop that out there with, I hope he can take care of you better than I can take care of you if you can't take care of yourself.
So wait a minute.
I mean,
he's placing.
That's how he's placing it.
And this is
crazy.
This is
that's how he's placing.
This is a toxic masculinity issue wherein he believes that his daughter and the love and provisions that he provides for her are based on if she decides to have sex or not. It should be based off the fact that that's your child. And the fact that he himself used to be a man who would go out with women and do things with women when they were under the age of 18. Because he's talked about it in songs, but yet you hold that stipulation to your daughter.
But that's most men though. Most men who have daughters or whatever, and they've been players, they gonna act strict on their daughter like that.
And do you know what that turned them into? We all went to school with these girls. We know what they do behind closed doors. Yeah, she might not be fucking with her pussy, but that throat open. Well, she getting her throat abused.
Well, I'm not gonna wish that on T.I. daughter.
And I wouldn't wish that. I'm not speaking it on
nobody. I wouldn't wish that on any nigga's daughter.
Anybody you knew in school that had like that, like, oh, I can't do this or I don't do that, and they be the freakiest ones.
They do all the time.
I mean, and that be the facts. And that be the thing. Like, it's so much of a, like, we all knew that one girl that was like, I don't know, I'm saving this for my husband and shit. But it's like hold on, like back in the 12th grade, it's like I remember the one homie was your husband. Like, yeah, all of this shit you claim you saving for a nigga, like the
you already gave away.
Got right? All of that. Like, so
yeah, the Tupperware's fine.
Like, what is really like, and that's the thing. Like, I think women use like this whole, like, why are you subjectifying your body and reducing your vagina to just a bargaining tool? Like, okay, so basically, if you saving this shit for your husband, like, okay, so what if he get it and the shit whack? Then what?
But I mean, technically, isn't T.I. doing the same shit by using his daughter's virginity as a bargaining tool, saying, "I will only continue to provide for you"?
I wouldn't say he's using it as a bargaining tool. I would say that the situation that he's putting her in is now like, it's now like, okay, so it's now. Your status of being a tenant in my home is now conditional based on your sexual activity.
Exactly. And are you doing that same thing to your sons? Are you checking them and saying, if you out here fucking on some pussy and you can't take care of a baby you might possibly have, are you having that same type of conversation with your son? Because if you're not, everything you say is bullshit.
But see, he hasn't said that though. He hasn't had an opportunity to say that out loud. He might be treating his kids.
I feel like these interviewers need to ask that question. If you got these type of stipulations on your daughters, what are you placing on your sons? What's the expectation level?
I wish I could talk to T.I. and ask him, T.I., if you listen to my brother, I want to know, are you treating your sons like that?
Right. I want to know, is it equal across the board, or is it special? Is it special treatment between the females and the males?
But like we say a million times, man, women are the ones who set the tone, man. If women weren't so interested and validated in money, niggas wouldn't be out here just killing themselves and scamming and doing all these other things, taking these penitentiary chances just to make chicks who ain't gonna never be happy with nothing happy anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Well, some of them want to take them chances though.
Yeah, and they do.
I think some guys do, but for the
most part, most of the things we do is
for the most part, most men, bro, niggas take baths. Niggas shower and half of the other shit they do on a lot of occasions
to attract a woman
for things for only reasons of, man, it might be some hoes in there.
Yep. But see, now that's placing it. But see, that's the thing. I don't.
That's true.
I'm letting you. I respect your opinion, but I don't want to put that out there because that's almost putting onus and saying that women are the reason that men are being self-destructive and taking the wrong chances.
I mean, look at throughout history, most of the bullshit that's occurred has been somehow the root of a woman.
I don't want to say was it the man's choice to make that move?
Of course, it's always the man's choice. But I'm saying
now the woman may have influenced it a little bit, but it was ultimately his choice to go and do the shit.
But think, okay, so yourself as a man, but we can all answer this question: Have you ever been? Has any thought you ever had been guided by a woman? Or by a nigga.
Exactly. It's been guided by the fact that I know that I'm gonna want some affection. I'm gonna want some. I might want some pussy later or something.
That's what I'm saying.
It's basically like the attention or affection you receive from a woman could be one of the outcomes of whatever it is that I'm finna do. Whether it is I get a haircut or go buy this nice ass fit or pulling up in this fucking $80,000 car. It's like. And I think for some men in the world, it's like there's not a feeling more gratifying to them than
to be desired.
Getting some pussy based off the fact that he got a $1,500 fit on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So imagine this.
So
if you,
good point. Men, we criticize women all the time. I say we criticize women all the time for saying, oh yeah, you know, she shaking her ass and twerking like that because she trying to get attention. But nigga, you just overdrew your bank account so you could buy this outfit to wear to the club for one night, and you didn't just bought this car that you know you can't afford the maintenance on, so you could be out here saying that you the fucking man in front of these hoes. And but when I'm trying to get this dynamic, bro, like why aren't what makes the man in the most part of it is saying that I don't have to do all that. Like I'm cool with not doing all that and saying that you gonna fuck with me because I have the things that you gonna really need.
No, you gonna fuck with me because I am who I am.
The same shit with women. I feel like they gotta get out of that mentality of just saying, oh, this dude fucking with me because I got a big ass, and saying, nah, he fucking with me because I got a good job and I know he know I'm gonna hold him down if something never happened.
But at the same,
but I feel like even that, like once. I mean, I get, because there was a conversation on social media this week where they were talking about when you marry, are you gonna marry for love or for security? And you know, I get like, yeah, I get marrying for security, but motherfucker, if I don't love you, I like, nigga, that shit, it ain't gonna go.
I mean, honestly though,
it ain't gonna go.
I think it's, you know, most fathers, I think we go out with the idea like if we do have daughters. We want to raise our daughters to be like women that are self-sufficient. Like we don't need you to depend on no nigga. But then at the same time, you do got mothers out there that raise their daughter. Like say if they have a daughter, they always like. And I've seen this happen before. Like I've seen mothers and then aunties tell them like, oh, well if you gonna mess with a dude, you better make sure he got some money. Don't be messing with no bum ass nigga and shit like that. And then you see fathers and then they brothers and shit. They come around like. No, go to school, get that education so you ain't gotta depend on niggas. So there's that duality in that situation, you know what I'm saying? So I can't say I can't be too hard on T.I. for making this move because I know it's only done in his mind, it's only done with good intentions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you do have to have that same energy with all your kids. Whether they male or female, because you do want them to make the right decisions in life, and you want to feel like you leading them down the right way because you are T.I. and you have made like the actions that you've done in the past. These are the reasons you got all these goddamn kids.
And that's why I say we have to also look at the traumas of parents. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we end up passing on trauma, and we end up passing on things that. Our darkest things to people who have no idea of even knowing how bad this world could be. Right. And it's like, man, you've experienced things that your daughter may never come in contact with because of the level that you on.
And I think that's a goal for some parents in this world. We want them to be able to have a childhood that they ain't gotta recover from.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of parents that They gotta hide the shit. They gotta hide all the pain they feeling. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta hide their past. 100%. Like T.I. I don't feel like T.I. hide his past, but I don't think I'll never see a person.
But why do that though?
What you mean?
Why hide your past from your kids?
I wouldn't hide my past from. I'm not gonna hide my past from my kids, but I'm not gonna give them the details and the scoop of what the fuck was happening in the room.
I say this about my dad. One thing I admire most about my dad is that he always kept it 100% brutally honest. If it was something he did, he let you know like I fucked up. I did A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These are the steps I made. This is where I fucked up. Now what you taking from this story? What are you gonna learn? Don't hold it back. Let the gritty details out. Let your kids know, because when they hear that shit, especially the younger they are, nigga, that shit'll shock you. It makes you move differently. It makes you think differently. There's certain ways and things that I will never do or try because of the stories my father's told me and the lessons I learned from a kid. So I don't feel like hiding your past from your kids, like that don't serve no purpose.
And I don't even think you gotta necessarily be a parent. You could just have a group of youngins that you try and get some game.
Yeah, just talk raw to them.
And not all of them is gonna listen. Some of them little niggas, you just gotta let them bump their head. You know what I'm saying? And they gotta learn that way. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we as men, like it's enough of these young niggas running around that we can give some game to, pull them to the side and say, listen, you gotta get your mind right.
The hard part about what T.I. is even saying, and I'm glad we brought that point up about saying he got to check his sons like that. Is, man, just what Tori just said. The thing about it, if you want to protect these young girls, if you have a daughter, what you first got to do is start talking to these young men out
Absolutely.
here, getting them to change their perception on how they see women in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When you start changing these young men's minds and saying like, bro, you gotta, it's on you to make, it's on you to put a level of excellence out here for yourself,
right?
And to even be able to have an expectation of a woman.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Is that the way I feel about it with T.I. is like you making it look like she would be the problem,
right?
But and for the longest time, a lot of the woes and issues of man have been blamed on women, and we need to stop doing that. The woman ain't the problem.
Because honestly,
we've created this. We've in part created this monster.
Talking to the young men of the world, it actually does half the work for the girls in the world.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women, like, they're brought up to say, let the man take the lead. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I hate to say it for a lot of these young ladies, it's probably not best to let that nigga take the lead because you don't know where this nigga mentality is at.
You don't know where he leading to.
You don't know where he leading you to.
They're looking at us and
it's
they
fucked
like,
up. Like, yes, go get you a nigga with money. But a lot of girls are coming up not knowing, like, it's a lot of shit that come with a nigga with money. A very abusive nigga comes with money. A nigga that's disrespectful comes with money. You know what I'm saying? So
not
it's
always,
like,
yeah.
I'm not saying always, but I'm just saying, like,
there's always a consequence.
They're not knowing, like, this is what everybody's telling you to go and get, but what you're finna get may not always come like how you envision it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and financial gain does not always solve your problems.
That's why if you groom men up to be
steadfast and being diligent and being men who are accountable and responsible.
Hello.
Yes, very much.
I mean, once you do that, I feel like you've just knocked out a whole degree of difficulty when it comes to raising our little girls. You know,
when you have a man who's focused on his goals, bro, you don't have a nigga who's gonna allow a lot of bullshit around him. You know what I'm saying? Me and Jaleel said this on camera though. You know what I'm saying? The more and more a woman, if you really out here focused on shit, the more and more a chick does things to piss you off, it really pushes you closer to your goals because you start realizing like the extra energy that I have, I'm putting towards another person. I could be putting all my energy towards this one thing that I'm trying to accomplish.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But I allow you into my space because I feel there's a benefit like to you being here.
It's worth you being.
But at the point that you become an annoyance or something other than what benefits what I'm trying to do, I have zero problem.
But when you
letting you go,
and when you train young men up to think that women are gonna be my vice, women ain't. They don't have feelings and emotions. They not trying to get nothing accomplished. When you train men up to say they supposed to serve my every need type, whoop whoop whoop. And I could just be however, and a bitch supposed to do this and listen to me because I'm just whatever. Now you're training up men who don't have to have goals or don't have to have ambition and creating babies, creating bad situations and environments for children to come up in because you can't control your dick, because you can't control your mentality to say I'm supposed to be focused on the comment. I'm supposed to be focused on the goal. And any person that comes into my life, especially a female that I'm trying to make as my woman and be the ultimate business partner I'm supposed to have, it's not all going towards this one common thing that I have. And that's what we were saying with leading a woman. If like you say, write the vision down and make it plain so anybody can understand. If you don't have a vision that you can write down and make plain for a woman so she can see it and understand where you going, what the fuck you got, bro?
Or she gonna continuously ask until she's done asking and then she's gone.
I'm just hoping they putting that same thing out there, man. Don't be out here having these outside kids knocking up about 4 and 5 chicks that you know you don't have the bread to take care of, or the mentality to lead and guide. It's just like, man, we creating our own demise.
Yeah.
And I think he's trying to affect that, but he just, people taking it the wrong way. And
a lot of people, I mean, because it's such the way it came off, and like, it's sensationalized shit. Like, people take that and they run with it. And I even heard, I seen, I think it was a comment that said T.I. is trying to use his daughter for sex crimes or some shit like
what?
Like trying to sell her virginity or some shit like that. I'm just like, what? Okay, no, like motherfuckers is taking it to like the extreme, and that's why I think shit like this like needs to be put because we need to have discussions like this. Like,
but at the same time,
topics like that need to be addressed because motherfuckers is gonna have 2-3 different perspectives on it. You know what I'm saying? And some of them may be valid.
But at the same time, I feel like something that personal shouldn't even been shared in the first place.
It's bigger words. Why did you
put your daughter business out in the street like that anyway?
T.I. wants to be transparent.
It's bigger words.
Do you want to be transparent? Or are you trying to say some sensational shit that you know is going to get people talking?
I mean, he probably knew it was probably going to be a little sensational, but he wants to. Nah, he doesn't want to.
A person that's been in the spotlight like that, and I've seen this man talk. He'd be knowing what he's saying.
He be knowing what he's saying.
That's what I was about to say. As eloquent as T.I. talks, I just think that one thing that he said he hasn't thought about. Like as eloquently as he talks, as big as these words that he tried to use, like dog, you ain't think about what the fuck you was finna say right then. You didn't think about what you was saying.
Of course, because you see when he said he cut the doctor off and was like, man, just check the hymen. You know what I'm saying? It's like he knew the doctor is telling you like, listen, this whatever it is that you trying to hit on, like I already know what you're saying, like I already know what you're thinking.
I can't tell you
but it's like, listen, like the idea that the thought that you have about your daughter is like, listen, there could be multiple ways this shit can go. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need you to be so cynical in your thinking that you get the wrong idea about your daughter because your daughter actually might be a good girl and doing the right thing, but you know, shit happens, you know? And I don't need you getting on your daughter about something that didn't really even happen like that.
Having or not having your virginity does not dictate whether you are good and or bad. But I have seen bad people that are virgins, and I have seen good people that fuck all the time.
But we don't know if T.I. was gonna look at his daughter in a negative light if she was fucking or not.
He wasn't about to take care of it.
What reason other than that would you have for knowing if your daughter's a virgin or not? Why else would it matter?
Man, some people want peace of mind, nigga.
How is that peace of mind when somebody else is doing with their own body when they grown?
That's Jaleel, like we said at the top of the podcast.
His house, she lived with.
Like we said at the top of your baby is your baby.
Yeah, bro.
My baby, bro. Like I said,
you gonna want to know because kids don't keep it real with their parents nowadays.
Right, bro.
And because of the relationships that I had, but when you set up a culture in your household where things have to be secretive and things aren't open and expressed and talked about, those are the results you get. Sneaking, lying. When you have an open line of dialogue with your kids, you don't have to worry about that shit. I ain't got to go to the doctor with you to know, because when you decide to want to have sex, you'll come talk to me about that shit.
But Jaleel, not everybody grew up in Jaleel's dynamic.
I didn't grow up in that dynamic, but I learned from the dynamic I grew up in, which happened to be freer the most.
I just said everybody.
I'm saying my dynamic wasn't perfect.
I didn't say it was perfect.
No, but I'm saying even from what I grew up in, I have formed my own line of thinking, and saying that when I become a parent, I realize where my parents were great at and where my parents weren't so great at, and what I can do to fix that, and what I can do to be better when I become a parent.
But earlier, did you not say that? Did you not hint at there was open dialogue in your upbringing?
Yeah, we were able to express ourselves and say something.
Okay, then, but
what I'm saying is, it's a lot of kids that don't have that luxury.
No,
bro.
And that's a problem.
It is a problem, man. I'm in full agreement with you.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's easier said than done to have that, bro.
It's not that hard, bro.
Oh, okay, but that's the thing, bro. We not parents.
We not, but I'm saying
we can sit up here and make it sound sweet as a motherfucker. We could say like, yeah, no, I'm gonna have all this. I ain't gonna keep nothing from my kids. I'm gonna be as transparent as a motherfucker. But when you get there, it's like, man, honestly, like if my parents knew half of what the fuck I was doing, as like they probably would have had a fucking stroke. You know what I'm saying? And God rest my father, he indeed did have a stroke. It wasn't nothing to my doing. You know what I'm saying? My brother worked hard. You know, but I'm just saying, it's like, nowadays I'm looking at this younger generation, and it's a lot of fucked up shit going on with the youth nowadays. And it's like,
but it's because they letting YouTube and shit raise their kids and video games and TV. Remember, there was a good generation gap after we became 18. Remember, it's been a while since we was 18.
Literally.
The kids that were coming up in that time since we turned 18, bro, their parents wasn't really in the house raising them. Their parents was out living, and the TV was raising them. And so that's all. Like that's
now the tablets and cell phones.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's a continuation on. That's why it seems like it's so much of a problem.
And if you know that, if you T.I. and you got all this money and you got all this good shit going on in your life, and you know there's kids out here who around your daughter age who fucked up as a motherfucker. You out here, you worried about who she fucking. You're worried about it. Now, I'm not saying that he should take it that far, but I'm just saying he's not wrong for being worried.
Or trusting your parenting skills and that you did a good enough job as a parent to trust your child to make the right decisions.
But also, like I say, looking back.
But maybe I'm expecting people to do their job too much. Because I could have sworn that's the job of a parent.
Yeah.
Last I checked.
Well, man, we're going to wrap this one up. Y'all want to make sure y'all like, subscribe,
Jalil don't
follow
cut
the
celebrities
channel.
no break.
I don't cut no human being no break, bro. It's the same. I hold everybody to the same standard, bro. Nobody's whole special or nothing. I don't care who you are.
I hear you.
But Tori, tell them where they can follow you.
Y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They both the same. It's T Rich. It's _T with 2 E's _Rich. Y'all make sure y'all follow my motherfucking Snapchat Premium and my motherfucking Cam Soda / Cherry Bomb.
Cherry
My
Bomb.
nigga Lily, go ahead and.
All right. Follow me on Twitter. Call me Jalil. Follow me on Instagram. Tough Crowd Lil TUFFCROWD _LEEL. And check my backspace #The Clean Harry.
Y'all already know it's the captain of the ship with the biggest motherfucking whip. Y'all can follow me at Real Cliff 225 on all social media things, Twitter, Instagram, / on Facebook, Real Cliff 225. If you're looking for me on Pornhub, it is found under Dick Slanger, Big Wanger, Mr. Balls Hanging, 67, because I don't do 69.
No, it's supposed to be 68, and I owe you one.
I mean, it's hard to run this whole operation we got right here. You know what I'm saying? We have to do some things that we not so proud of, man, to keep this whole production going for y'all. But this is how much we love y'all.
Y'all
man,
make sure y'all hit our cash app, man, and we might just pop up on you, ladies, and
send you some of my premium
y'all
videos.
Get the whole show. Y'all gonna get all this hip action.